Tony Montana, this is my fucking movie today. That's who this chose to fucking do today. Alright? I got this fucking thing right here. I don't even fucking chop it. I barely fucking hold on to it with my teeth. I don't want to get my teeth stained, man. You know, I gotta keep my teeth white. Like I gotta keep my fucking yayo white. Because it goes up my fucking nose. That's what the fuck I do, man. You gonna fucking judge me? You might as well be a fucking knock. And you might as well have a fucking pair of handcuffs to take me away, copper. I'm not fucking going nowhere. I'm staying right fucking put right here. That's center. That's it for today, man. That's what the fuck we're doing. Who has been watching? Tony Montana, Scarface, 1983. Now, to touch on the fact that Scarface is, of all things, a remake of something done from way back when, in 1932, but also went by the name of Scarface, that first version of Scarface. Forgive me, I don't know the fucking name of the actor or who was in the cast, but I know that the story goes, according to Al Pacino at least, when he was cast originally for Scarface as Tony Montana, he went to go see the movie, which just so happened to be playing in theaters nearby him, when he was trying to get into the character or trying to decide if he wanted to be the character after all, because it was thrown his way, softball kind of lobbied his way, and he was like on the verge of, you know, I don't know, maybe I might consider it. I'm not too sure about that too, but let's see if it's up my alley or my forte. Or, you know, maybe it's better if we say it as Al Pacino that really encompassed the energy he was going to. It's like, I don't know, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. I gotta think about it. You know, let me sit down, Indian pose, whatever, and really think about it. I'll get back to you. Or whatever. Brian De Palma, of course, that's the director who fucking came up with the remake of Scarface from 1983. So apparently Pacino saw the film in theaters, the original OG Scarface, the source material, and said, alright, fuck it, count me in, I'll do it, let's make it happen. So he went for it, and ever since then, of course, it's been the most heralded, the most lauded, the most referenced, and one that people go back to as far as this is the Scarface they remember. It's hard to fucking see or even probably know that anybody's alive that might remember the first Scarface from 1932 and hold that as the better version, the more superior version to this one here, which had so much controversy riddled around it when it came out. I wasn't alive. I was born in 85. This is 83. But from what I read, and it makes sense because of the content of the film, it's not so gross. It's not like over-the-top, overbearing violence. But for 1983, mind you, that's what, 93, 2003, 2013, 2023. Almost 40 years ago, this amount of violence in this film was kind of grotesque, and I think almost on the verge of either X rating or NC-17 for the time. I don't remember if those ratings existed as of yet, either one or both of them, but it was borderline, I think, tipping over that territory. So, I mean, considering, and again, compared to what the fuck we get nowadays too, with half the shit out there too, with like even cartoons and such now, heads and limbs are coming off clean and super bloody and such too, we've kind of become numb to it. So, it's a whole different story nowadays. But back when, you know, pull it out of theaters, my kids can't be watching this shit, well, why drag your kids to watch this in the first place? How do we fucking even edit this for cable to make it like passable for TV content and shit too? There was that whole ordeal. But the other thing I wanted to touch on, besides this being a remake, reboot of an already existing Scarface from 1932, is that according to news from what I've read from a while ago, years ago now, at least maybe I want to say 10 or something like that, on the verge of, there's been the potential remaking of a remake or a reboot of a reboot with a new modern day for us version of Scarface again. So that's crazy to think there, because we're going to get Scarface told to us all over again, whether or not they keep it in the Spanish realm or they throw it back to maybe Italian, since, you know, it's glorifying that type of lifestyle with the excess drugs and the crimes and all that shit too. Who knows? What I read the last time I checked on the Scarface remake, meaning the one we might get in a year or 2-3 years from now, is that of all people, mind you, this is years ago, 5 maybe, something like that, Pitbull, the rapper slash occasionally rapper slash singer pop star right now. Shout out to Pitbull. I do fuck with him. I like Pitbull in general. He was supposed to be cast for this new modern day Scarface, of all people. Coincidentally enough, Cuban, proud of being Cuban, does speak Spanish, has a very distinctive, like almost unbearably unique and annoying, to be honest, accent to his. And he's from Miami, a Cuban raised in Miami of all things too as well. So it's kind of like made for him, almost catered to him exclusively. Shout outs to kudos_world for joining. And you're from him, chiming in on the live. Appreciate you, bro. We'll be getting into the Tony Montana Scarface accent. You know, it's going to be in and out. You know, we got to give a little bit of break. We can't give it all in one shot to the people. We got to make them wait and sit patiently for it. All right? So, you know, bear with me. But getting back to that point, of course. So Pitbull supposedly is supposed to be the new Scarface, and or if they keep it Tony Montana, just Tony Montana, whatever too, he's supposed to be the new one whenever that movie comes out. That one's been stuck in production hell, as they call it, for years now, so we don't know if and when exactly it'll come out. If it does come out, it might be a while from now, kind of testing the waters, I'm sure, because now with theaters being with the dealing with the pandemic and such, and you know, with box office numbers not being what it was, and you know, like for example, HBO Max, they got all this shits coming out same day of fucking theaters as well as fucking HBO Max. So that's a big disadvantage for them, because people be like, common sense logic would be like, if I got HBO Max, why would I bother going to the theater to watch it if I already paid for the subscription to HBO Max and I can just watch it the day of release for free? Or kind of technically free, but I'm paying the $8, whatever it costs a month for HBO Max at home too. So there's that going on as well. So a reboot of a fucking reboot is what potentially we're in store for as far as Scarface, because you know what, man? I'm Tony Montana. What the fuck you want me to do, man? My story, my fucking life, my history is fucking epic, man. Okay? You enjoy so much. You keep fucking watching this fucking thing. It's from 1983. You like it so much. Why don't you take it home and fucking keep it with you? DVD, VHS, Betamax, Laserdisc. Oh, okay. I'm talking all world technology, right? Because you fucking guys over here, you fucking chibatos, you fucking young kids. You got the fucking streaming services. You got the HBO Max. You got the Netflix, Hulu, fucking Voodoo, whatever you fucking believe in, whatever you fucking be chanting late at night to help you go to sleep. Everybody nowadays, they can't go to sleep. Everybody's so anxious. Everybody's so nervous. Everybody's so stressed. You're fucking rubbing the lavender oil on your fucking wrist. You put it in your fucking ass and sniff and go to sleep that way. Spray it on your pillow, whatever. What the fuck happened, man? Everybody goes soft like pussy, you know? What the fuck is this going on right nowadays, huh? But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so we got that going on, and also a reboot of a fucking reboot of a reboot, I believe, again, surpassing Scarface potential, is motherfucking, of all things, the MCU, the Marvel Universe, with the Fantastic Four franchise. What's so fantastic about these four if literally we're going to get the fourth version of the Fantastic Four on the big screen for a movie? Why bother again? They sucked back when, what was it, like the 60s or 70s, whenever that version was, we got initially the Fantastic Four. There's that one that fucking no one wants to remember exists. And if the cast is still alive or if they're all dead, better for them, but no one even wants to fucking bother or mention that shit was even made. So then you leap forward to when fucking Marvel did it the first time in what, like 04, 05 with, oh god, I think it was, what's Captain America's real name again? Chris Evans. Chris Evans was a fucking, the Human Torch, Johnny, whatever the fuck his name is, Johnny something. But he can turn to fire and shit too. You got that going on. That happened in 2004. Then you had the remake again with a whole nother cast of people that no one knew again. I forget what year or whatever. They might have did Dr. Doom some justice from what I understood, but then no one cared about that version either. And I think that one got a sequel with the same cast that no one even fucking knew of. At least the first Marvel MCU Universe-esque one was with Jessica Alba, a piece of ass, playing off as a fucking plain Jane really needing the vitamin D sun, or my vitamin D if I can supply that too personally, blonde, which doesn't even seem feasible for her. But then she had the whole blonde phase too in every movie almost, which I guess she was trying to disown or disassociate from her ethnic looking ass, which was nothing wrong with it. Jessica Alba was a beautiful creature of just mixed ethnicities too. I forget if she's like Spanish or French or some other shit too. Like the fucking girls be claiming half the time in their IG bios, or for the longest time now too, Italian, German, Indian, red dot and feather mixed with this, that, the other too, and I'm just a potpourri of culture and diversity. Yeah, I don't know. What the fuck? Even still, yeah, absolutely. Jessica Alba still nowadays would absolutely still get it. Even after like 1-2 kids she had too as well. There's no denying those dick sucking lips she's got. They're fucking pouty for a reason. And that's thanks to diversity, ethnicity, mixing up her whole fucking gene coding too. They gave her those big fucking pouty, fucking pillowy, dick sucking lips. That's what she got, and that's what she gave us too on the big screen. She hasn't done shit for a while. She's too focused on making like baby, organic, vegan products, whatever too. So she's long gone off the deep end as well. But then we're getting another fucking version of the goddamn Fantastic Four now. So that's 4 times we're getting the Fantastic Four. Irony from the fucking MCU now. Well, Disney owned MCU, Marvel Universe now. So then where do we go from there? We have to hope it's good. We have to pray it's decent. I mean, Disney's getting the rights back from Fox as far as Deadpool and Wolverine and X-Men are concerned. And I think Sony has Spider-Man. And I think Fantastic Four also, so that might be the reason why. But, I mean, 4 times is more than fucking enough. I mean, even if the last one had Michael B. Jordan as the Black Human Torch, which I don't know if he was in the comics or not, or the original source material, even that didn't fucking help. And that was like a dismerit to him, too. And he did his thing as a Killmonger in Black Panther, but then he got killed. So then, where does he stand with that? But then, supposedly, he came back in the What If Marvel series on Disney Plus as his character, at least the voice of, in that reimagining of What If Black Panther, I think, was a Star-Lord from the Guardians of the Galaxy instead. I haven't watched that shit yet. I'm going to try to binge on that tomorrow and see if I get through it all. I heard it's really good so far, so we'll see where that goes. And or hashtag zombie Thanos as well. Yeah, definitely she looked European-esque in her prime, and still does, if anything, too. But I know it's a whole mix of French, German, Irish, Greek, Italian, Spanish somehow, but Spanish is always on the tail end as far as being acknowledged of the fucking ethnicities, which, if anything, honestly, I would say she looked more Spanish than anything. And that's not a bad thing at all, because you got so many fucking Spanish baddies in the fucking movies. Look at fucking, what's her name? This one that never fucking ages almost. Her titties are still amazing. Salma Hayek. Look at her. Short, Mexican as can be, but gorgeous still. Chef's kiss to her, with the fucking tits, the face, the demeanor, the attitude as well too, the posture, all that. To keep that great kind of posture with those fucking size cans is amazing, and credit to her. Also, Sofia Vergara, Modern Family, whatever the fuck else she did before that too. We call Soul Plane of all things too. Been a piece of ass for the longest time. Hollywood, scooped her up very late from the Spanish Latin TV world, but she's been around and been bad for the longest time also. There's so many fucking others. What was the one with a really heavy accent? That was a Spaniard and a really annoying accent in English and or Spanish. What's her name? There's Paz Vega, who looks a lot like her, but I think she's not Spaniard. She might be Colombian and Mexican. Penelope Cruz, there we go. The Penelope Cruz with the heavy fucking accent, but the amazing fucking body as well. Kind of like a pickle nose, I guess, salami, whatever you prefer nose going on with her. But if you've never seen, what was that? Spanglish, I think the movie was, with Adam Sandler. She's like the nanny that he falls in love with because he's got the miserable ass wife, Taya Leone, who's a piece of ass also. But yeah, she's amazing looking in there. There's so many others. But yeah, listen, Fantastic fucking Four talk aside, remade for the 4th time. God knows why, God knows how to. Rest in peace, Stan Lee. I don't think he'd fucking stand for a 4th embodiment of the Fantastic Four. And Jessica Alba, dick-sucking lips and European traits and features, but disowning, dismeriting her very Spanish-looking ass otherwise in general, too. Today's focus, man. I told you. I fucking told you. It's fucking Scarface. Tony Montana. I'm here today with who this stupid fucking maricon named who this, don't who this been watching live. Here on Instagram. What the fuck is Instagram? I don't fucking know, man. You put the fucking phones, no, you put the pictures on your fucking phones with this thing called the internet. I don't know what the fuck that is, man, but you do it there. You know, a lot of women, a lot of pretty women with titties and fucking asses. You know, the size of, I don't know, a boogie board. They put the pictures, they put the videos on the internet. They get really popular. They're making fucking money, man. So I guess maybe I hear this fucking thing, OnlyFans, will be good for me. I got nice feet, man. I stay in the fucking sand. I kept them in the fucking sun. My feet got tan. You don't know this, but I went to the fucking manicure pedicure place a lot. The Chinese lady, the Korean ladies, they love me over there. They say, oh, Mr. Montana, you got some nice feet, man. But I say, I know, bitch, what the fuck you expect? I gotta keep up fucking appearance. What do you want me to do? You want me to look like fucking Frank Lopez? Do you want me to look like Gaspar Gomez and the fucking Diaz Brothers? No, I can't fucking look like the fucking slobs that speaks. I gotta look fucking good. I gotta look spiffy, okay? That's what the fuck we're doing today. That's Scarface, alright? And yeah, again, in and out with the Scarface, Tony Montana today. But yeah, let's get to it, if anything, too. Alright, stop fucking wasting time. I'm fucking hungry. I'm famished. You know, I'm wasting away by doing this shit. And it's kind of hot, to be honest, too. So, you know, the cosplay is fun and all that shit. Shout out to Julissa1028 for joining the live. So, you know, don't mind me if I'm trying to make it the end goal to feed my big fat ass. But all right, here we go. So, biggest question you need to ask yourself would be, how do you build up balls? As he emphasizes a lot, the size of Tony Montana's ego, bravado, just his whole demeanor the whole time. I don't know, to be honest, but even as a fictional character, I don't know if you can help but feel like inspired, newly motivated as far as what the fuck he does. And to think he's so brave and bold and so ballsy that he fucking blames or, you know, accredits his stints in prison, you know, as whatever he's done, his dirt in fucking Cuba, now as a political refugee, quote unquote, in Miami as he touches down. He blames it all on the fact that communism is taking over him the whole time as he was there. Now, there's a lot of times when, well, okay, maybe a couple, 3 times, I'm exaggerating, but there's some times where it's alluded to he may have been in the army back in Cuba. So being in the army overseas or in a third world country at that time, as Cuba has been treated or referred to as, may not be the most convenient of situations. So then you think maybe I need to do some dirt to make ends meet. Because, you know, there is such a thing even in fucking militaries. No disrespect to fucking any foreign military forces of any sorts. But we know what the deal was back when. Before our time, before mine at least too as well. They weren't opposed to fucking taking something on the back end, you know, on the down low, as far as like getting some extra money for their pockets to line themselves with. So is communism to blame necessarily for that? I'm sure it could be stressful. Of course, I can only imagine, per se, what it would be like to live under a communist reign. There's also the fact that allegedly, let me put this out there, allegedly, I'm not saying this is true at all, I'm just saying perhaps, potentially, this is what the deal is too, or the vibes per se, is that, according to that time, Cuba had loaded up a ship, I believe, in Mariel, with a bunch of their most despised, not so fucking looked after, we want nothing to do with them, we want to disassociate with them, so we're going to load them up on a ship and send them wherever the fuck they land. And whatever becomes of their luck, that's on them. Deuces, see you later, sayonara, fuckface. and sent them off to the merry way. A lot of them touched down in fucking Miami. A lot of them touched down other places too as well, which as far as I've read and I've heard, I'm not saying this is true, from older heads, Spanish specifically, from other countries, is that at that time when that happened, the Cubans that touched down in their country or became a part of wherever they lived in at that time had contributed to the crime rate spiking on their own territory. Again, this is what they fucking said. This is what I've heard from different sources outside of fucking directly people I know, older heads that might have just fucking been bitter or just want to fucking finger to point at like the bad guy that they allegedly were at that time with the fucking Mario ship and all that too. But basically the whole premise of Scarface is that too. Tony Montana is someone that's loaded up on this ship, touches down in Florida, has to do some dirt, has to work his way up from the ship, literally from the fucking bottom of the barrel, to see where he'll strike his luck in the land of opportunity, where the streets are laced with gold. They're, you know, it's the 80s, so most likely laced with cocaine, and they're so high they think the bricks are made of fucking gold bars and shit when they look down the street where they walk and all that. So, goddamn, mosquito bit me, sorry. So, it's a whole deeper than what it fucking seems like thing as well too. But he's one of them. So he gets interrogated, opening scene as far as what the fuck he's doing here. Did he do some dirt? Was he in prison? Was he in the army? Was he in the gay guys back in Cuba, whatever? Everything's a no. He's denying having been in prison, having been a criminal, having been, you know, whatever he did over in Cuba. For the sake of, he wants to try to fool and get past the goddamn detectives. So he's lying for his own sake to fucking get a green card or to be let loose and, you know, pat on the back and just feel free to roam the streets of fucking Miami, you Cuban asshole, and do what you gotta do. Just don't kill nobody or let us not find out about it, basically. That's what he's got going on in his mind. But of course the detectives say, fuck that, taking you and your dumbass friend to fucking Freedom Town underneath a highway, literally a fucking camp full of nothing but Cubans that have no place to go or no placement as far as the country's concerned. I already fucking tell you, man. The way they fucking treated me, they treated me like I came out the fucking banana boat. I don't fucking like that, man. I tell you one thing. When they fucking treat me like that, that motivated me to be everything I became. The fucking icon, the fucking status quo of who the fuck I was, man. Because everybody want to be like me, Tony Montana. Let me tell you that much, man. But yeah, so then he's in fucking Freedom Town with Manny. The whole premise is really his way of working himself from there to literally the top of the drug empire or the drug game in that time in the 80s in Miami with fucking nothing but cocaine. Literally like a cocaine dust cloud sprinkling and covering over the city at that time. Which is crazy to think because it seems like they just gave about anybody a gun who was willing to commit to getting their fucking hands and feet dirty in the drug game at that time. Now, I'm not saying everybody was, of course. I'm not generalizing or saying that shit at all either. But what I am saying is the times seemed very fucking crazy back then, of all things. So yeah, he's already in fucking Freedom Town at this point. They ship him off there. They tell him, you know, tough luck. But yeah, he's there. Funny part during this scene in Freedom Town is when Manny, his best friend who's with him the whole time, and for most of the movie as well too, calls him, shouts his name out while he's playing basketball, of all things. I would think if you're gonna really be true to fucking whatever, why aren't they playing baseball? Or why aren't they playing soccer? Or whatever. Not to be racist or stereotypical, but that's most closely associated with, I guess, Cubans. But maybe low-key they're fucking fantastic or the fanatic about fucking, of all things, basketball. So Tony's playing a game of basketball, a pickup game I'm assuming, but meanwhile he's the one guy with the ball with like no team around him whatsoever playing defense. So literally it's 1 versus 20 at this point, but the other 20 suck so bad or just don't understand or grasp the concept of basketball that he's holding the ball, traveling the whole time, no dribbling involved at all. He's just fucking moving and practically like ballroom dancing with the ball in his hands this whole time. which is hilarious to me because, again, 20 on 1 and they still can't get the ball out of his fucking hands. It takes Manny to call on him saying, I got some business for you, come over here, to drop the ball, toss it, and it doesn't fucking matter at that point. So Manny comes to him and says, okay, I got some business for us to fucking handle so we can get our green cards. We got to kill this one guy, Rebenga, who's in the fucking camp with us. That was the guy that gave the okay to kill somebody else's brother, the brother of the fucking guy he ordered to have killed once Rebenga hit. Done with. If we do this, we get our green cards and we're fucking steady to live the American dream. And he says, of course, the infamous line, to tell your friend in Miami, I kill a communist for fun. But for a green card, I'm gonna carve him up real nice. And of course, we fast forward to that shit, the day of when the riots ensues in fucking Freedom Town, everybody's going crazy. There's a whole part, if you never noticed, I picked up on it, it was hilarious. In the midst of turmoil going on in Freedom Town, the fires and fucking things are getting torn apart, everybody's rebelling, going crazy too. There's this one old guy who's got thick ass fucking glasses on, looking like Mr. Magoo, holding a 2x4, aiming it at nobody, and literally he's just standing in place, spinning around in circles with the 2x4 in his hands, not knowing what to do, to the point where I don't know if it just seemed funny or appropriate to the film to keep that part in, but even Manolo, Steven, I forget his real name, the actor just like kind of grabs him and pushes him aside so he can get through, which I don't know if it was for real or like just trying to play along with the vibes, I guess, or like the dumbfounded vibes of the old man just like spinning around with a 2x4 in his hands. But then in the midst of all the shit going on, Rebenga's stumbling out like worried and panicky because he was like a political figure apparently, as someone of importance before he landed in Freedom Town of all places. So he's like worried, he's like sweating, he's like maneuvering sketchy and shifty all around the camp trying to see where it's safe to hide, I guess, I'm assuming. But then of course it's a whole setup between Manny and Chi-Chi and fucking Tony there too as well. Manny fucking whips out the switchblade as soon as he locks eyes with Rebenga and screams out for no reason apparently, or at least to scare him or let him know you're done with now, you're fucked. Rebenga! And everybody in the background, Manny joins in too. Libertad, libertad, libertad. As he stumbles his way out, he finally makes it out the little hacienda camp, whatever they got going on there too. And then Tony pops out of nowhere. Rebenga! Fucking stabs him in the gut. Well, my friend, you fucked. Stabs him, turns the fucking knife out, pulls it out, drops it. This guy has the slowest, most pathetic death ever captured on film, or at least one of them too, because Rebenga's slow stumbling, holding his shit, acting like he's got to take a shit more than he just got fucking stabbed in the guts. Drops to his knees real slow, politely. It was hilarious how he died. I don't know how I didn't pick up on this sooner as many times as I've watched this movie. But he slow steps to his fucking death practically. He just fucking drops down to one knee, then the next. He kind of just lays out a little, it looks like he's laying out or flattening out a little sheet for him to lay on top of, like he was at the beach or something. But he does that. It's like he's setting up for like a downward dog yoga pose or something. But it's so slow how he touches the ground just to fucking ending on his fucking stab wound and then just turn up anyway, belly up to die. So then Rebenga's done, the hit is complete. They've got their green cards in the bag or in the fucking green card holder per se. They go and get it. They're good and in the clear. They're now legal residents, of the United States of America, these two. Only to end up working in practically a sweatshop for food / a fucking little corner diner luncheon thing that makes, of all things, oh, funny enough, Florida, Miami, Cuban food. He's assigned to be a dishwasher. Manny, of course, a pretty boy, horny boy throughout the whole time. He's assigned to be, I guess, one of the chefs or the guy that stuffs the fucking jamon, the ham, into the fucking sandwiches, the Cubano sandwiches. Which again, when we pan to this scene where Tony's just washing dishes and bitching and cursing because he's frustrated about having to be a dishwasher of all things too, not knowing that this is, for many people, part of the American dream or like the ground level of the American dream. That's where you got to start. Literally get your hands dirty as far as washing dirty dishes is concerned too. Manny's in charge of fucking food. One of the guys, the customers there, say, hey, put some more jamon in that bitch. It's like, yeah, that's a fucking sandwich. And what do you want me to do now on top of that? They're overlooking some shit. They're overlooking drug dealers going to the club across the street with some fucking pretty women. Cocaine money never helps. Never hurts, excuse me. That's what Manolo says to Tony. And then, of course, we get the moment of faith. Manny gets hit up by frog face Omar Suarez and his associate, I forget the other fat guy's name, in the Cadillac, saying, we got an opportunity for you. We need you to sell some weed, some dope, whatever the fuck. $50 or I think $500 they promised him to as well. This is the moment when Tony steps up and says, fuck this sweatshop shit. Fuck this kitchen shit. Fuck this dishwasher shit. Because of all things, Omar calls him a dishwasher. Where'd you get this fucking dishwasher from? Because he's acting all brave. And he's showing his balls, per se, as far as like wanting more than that. And reminding him that, you know, they paid a lot more to even get on this ship than what the fuck they're being offered just to move some minor work, if anything. So then he steps up, he says, listen, give me some real shit. I put in real work in fucking prison, in Cuba, the army, whatever, too. And he says, all right, fine. Cocaine from a Colombian in that infamous little hotel in Miami. Go get it for us. Don't fuck up, because if you do, you're dead. Either way, if he doesn't kill you, the guy himself. So then they're assigned to that fucking duty. All right, boom. It's like a proverbial saying, per se, as far as the approach to life's concerned. You know, why stick to fucking petty weed, you know, run and done jobs when you should be aiming for the knee deep, face deep, nose deep in cocaine status of life, of what's waiting for you on the other side, as long as you're willing to do the work, or something like that. I can imagine Gary V, you know, waxing that poetically and making it sound sexier than I could right now. But basically, don't stick to weed. Aim for the cocaine kilos, bricks of fucking pure white, if you can, and if you really want the most out of life, because the world is yours, right? That's right, man. The fucking world is yours, Chico, and everything in it, as long as you want it that bad. So yeah, now we cut the fucking Tony. He's in the part where he finally meets up with the Colombian. He's there with fucking Manny, Angel, and I believe Chichi is his name as well too. So they're setting up the whole fucking sting. They go into the room. There they are. Meets with fucking the frog-faced Colombian guy. There he is. He's doing his thing. Okay. You got rude-ass Martha, ugly as fuck Martha, on the bed, who can't even say hello back when, you know, the Colombian, as far as being polite is concerned, introduces Tony to her. Tony says, Martha, hello. She says nothing back. Barely looks at him, looks back at the TV, whatever. Okay, they got their whole little interaction going. They're playing hard to get, like they were dating each other practically with the cocaine. Oh, do you have the cocaine here? No, it's nearby. You know, do you have the money? Yeah, you know, it's here nearby. I don't got it with me right now, per se, too. But okay, they're having that little interaction as well. Horny boy Manny outside worrying about the fucking babes on rollerblades passing by, too, to remember, oh yeah, I'm part of a fucking drug trade-off right now too, going on like literally 100 feet from me. If anything, I should be paying attention, but no, this pussy's looking kind of wet. Oh yeah, she just came out the fucking beach of Miami of all places. But yeah, that's going on. It doesn't go well between Tony and fucking the Colombian drug dealer, because he's had enough of his shit. Tony's not trying to make friends, he's trying to make fucking money. So then of course it's a setup, because they got guys on the outside. One of them creeps up on fucking Angel, takes him hostage. They shove him into the fucking bathroom, make him give up the guns, everything too as well. Tony's forced to watch his own fucking boy right there get chopped up with a chainsaw. Sliced up with a chainsaw. Of all things, it's grotesque. It's a lot. But then again, it's the 80s. They're going for fucking shock value. I'm assuming perhaps a little bit, at least a little bit of that formula's in there, thrown into the mix. But yeah, he's chopped up to pieces with a chainsaw. He's forced to watch. We get the infamous line of fucking, before they even start chainsawing Angel up, we get the infamous line of fucking the guy confronting Tony, and Tony saying, why don't you try sticking your head up your ass? See if it fits. As far as him not backing down. Talking his shit the whole time throughout, even though his boy's getting chainsawed, even though he's fucking next potentially. Finally, ding, Light bulb goes off in Manny's head. He comes in storming with fucking Chi-Chi in the back too. They come in, raid the place. Angel's already fucking been left for dead as far as body parts is concerned for like the neighbor's dog to be fed to. They have a shootout. Everything's going on too. The guy busts free of the hotel room with a chainsaw through the window into the next room and fucking leaps out into the street. Tony's in hot pursuit. Tells Chi-Chi, the infamous fucking alter name for cocaine. Chi-Chi, get the yayo on the ground. I like that the fucking camera does us the favor of panning to the cocaine bags. So we don't just randomly assume what yayo is. We know it's referencing directly to coke. It's right there in front of you. You can't miss it. So then, hot pursuit for the Colombian guy. Tony's on his ass. Shoots him dead. Bang, bang. In the head, in the chest. In the middle of the fucking Miami street. They haul ass. They make it out of there with the fucking coke and the money. They move on. He calls up Omar. Says, I got the fucking yayo and I got the fucking cash. What's really good? Omar says, bring it to me. He says, fuck you. I bring it to Frank Lopez myself. And he does. Which is bold. More fucking bold traits, characteristics on behalf of Tony. Tony's got the balls of bringing up to the boss himself. He doesn't trust Omar, I guess because he's ugly, got a lot of crater face going on there too. Preteen acne is a motherfucker, because I think the guy really had that, I forget his name, the actor, but I think he really had all that action going on too. So he was really having a not so fun, teenage period time in his life with all the acne going on. But yeah, he works his way up to Frank. Frank's fucking in love with him at first sight, practically because he got the fucking coke and the money back for him. He's in good, but now we get introduced to what Tony likes the most, even though we tend to blame Manny more often than not for that shit, for being horny boy, soft dick boy the whole time, ready to get hard at the sight of a piece of ass or tits running or walking by. Nope. Tony's guilty this time now because he lays eyes on Elvira, Frank's piece. It's undetermined whether they were even married or whatever too. She's probably just the fucking flavor of the month, if anything, for Frank. So then she comes down. We get a glimpse of her, a very young, pretty Michelle Pfeiffer as well, in her prime in the youth. Tony, of course, is smitten. They have no interaction as of yet in the house, but then they all go out to the fucking club to eat. The club that Frank goes to every night because he has nowhere else to go to since he's a drug kingpin, at least a local one's concerned. And that's when they fucking go get sent off to dance together because Frank would rather have a heart attack than dance. He sends Elvie off to dance with Tony. That's when they fucking finally interact with each other and formally get introduced to one another. I do like Frank low-key, actually, because he just seems like that cool uncle who's like always unemployed. You don't know exactly what he does for a living, but you don't want to bother asking because he just always happens to have money for, like, I don't know, Six Flags, Disneyland that weekend. Saturday early, let's go, let's fucking take a ride and shit too. Or just buying your shit randomly. Or he's the uncle, the family member that always knows how to fucking buy you exactly what you want for your birthday as a kid. Or they'll even ask you, or even better, they'll just give you the fucking money, like, here, here's $100, go buy yourself whatever you want for your birthday. You earned it, whatever. I like Frank in that sense. He just seems cool, but also a little too cool, as Tony makes clear later on. He's just a little too soft, a little too fucking, like, he can already smell the pussy, the embodiment of pussy that Frank is, because he is soft. He does go easy on them too, as we'll see later on also. So then the whole shit goes down, dancing in the club. Elvie and Tony, they're interacting. She makes it clear, no interest because he's low-level thug status, if anything, doing the dirty work for Frank otherwise because he's the boss. But Tony's working his way up. And Tony makes it clear in the car ride with Manny from the club afterwards. It's like, she like me, man. Don't know this girl. She like me, man. And of course, Manny's all worried because, joking around, crazy, whatever. But when he sees that Tony's serious about wanting to go after Elvie and that shit, this point's kind of key right here in this movie. Because I do like, and I picked up on it a while before too, but rewatching it again for the sake of the review, you do tend to notice that Tony is that non-conformist type. Manny's happy to be out of fucking jail. Or out of freedom time at least too, period. So he's happy with what he's got. But as they say in life coaches, positive reinforcing people and all that too, you can't conform with where you're at if you're gonna grow and or be who you're supposed to be, let alone who you dream on being. So that's Tony right there, the living embodiment of, because he doesn't want to settle for, I might be able to have this hooker, that hooker, this girl from the club one night, another the other. He wants prime rib. He wants the fucking biggest, most attractive slab of meat hanging in the butcher's window, which in this case is Elvie. Great piece of ass, but that's the boss's girl, as Manny likes to remind him. Because Manny's all like fucking, you know what? Don't go crazy. Be happy where you are and remember where you were this time last year. Tony immediately says to him, referring to Freedom Town, he's like, no, fuck that. You remember that if you want to. I'm not going to remember that. Which is, of course, positive reinforcement on Tony's end of all people. Imagine Tony would have lived, he could have been a fucking TED Talk host at this point too. Or like a Gary V way before a Gary Vaynerchuk existed. Shout out to Gary Vaynerchuk, of course, too. And then Manny's all like, listen, be happy where you are. And Tony's like, absolutely not, because I know what's coming to me. Manny says, okay, what's that? And he says, the world, Chico, and everything in it, pretty much. Which, I mean, you really got to look at it as far as me as a creator and podcaster and producer of content and such to anybody else out there, musician, rapper, singer, anything of any sort that involves being creative with this thing, your fucking brain, your mind, and your dreams and thoughts. You got to envision the big fucking shit, because those end up being your goals. And if not, what the fuck you doing? You're just settling for whatever might come your way, if anyone feels like throwing you a bone or doing you a favor, better yet said. So that's crazy to think that Tony might have been an excellent motivational speaker had he not been killed at the very end. Oh, spoilers, of course, 40 years almost later, but still spoilers. Had he lived, he could have been a fucking reformed guy in prison, maybe, but he does try to avoid prison at all costs, even though Manny, much later on in the film, reminds him, hey, prison in the U.S. is much better. It's like practically a hotel compared to fucking prison in Cuba. But nope, Tony wants no part of it. So he says no, because he wants the fucking world and everything in it. Especially Elvira's pussy at this point too, because he's obsessed. He's simping, if anything, after that. He can just smell it. Like he can sniff her pussy out just like she sniffs cocaine. Day, night, lunch, dinner, breakfast, all that. We jump to the fucking beach scene, where it is infamous in itself because Manny is hilarious, low-key. You can count on him for the comedic humor as far as this film's concerned, but also for being the horny boy throughout, because it's like his dick is his guiding star practically. That's all it is. He's like a puppy with a red rocket, and he can't fucking hide it because he's just too excited. There's no fighting it whatsoever. They're at the beach. They're checking out all the fucking ass, scoping all the tits passing by too. This is when Manny says, this is what we gotta go for. We gotta go for fucking jeans with my name on it, on girls' asses, and that'll be the best thing ever. So maybe, if anything, someone who created what was the popular jean brand back then? Apple bottom jeans, or I think Baby Fat used to do that too. They used to have the little symbol on the fucking back pocket on the ass of the jeans too. So that was big for a while also. And then, who could forget fucking the, I try to forget because most of the women I seen in them didn't deserve to fucking be wearing them first off, foremost. We had fucking the juicy sweatpants with the big juicy on the ass, which most of the women I seen were most likely crackheads or over fucking weight, past the limits of even fitting juicy or making juicy the main attraction on the back of the ass of your sweatpants. But that was the whole thing. So maybe someone got inspired by Manny of all people after seeing that scene and thought, something on some sort of branding on the back of chicks' asses as they walk by, jeans or sweatpants, whatever. Light bulb. And then boom, you got that shit. All them brands came thanks to Scarface. So you're welcome, all you fucking big brands with branding on the asses. But yeah, Manny's busy with that, while Tony's telling him, no, you need to make the fucking power, you need to make the money, then the fucking power, and then you get the women. and they flock to you. And isn't that true even till now? And listen, I'm not fucking woman shaming, woman hating, woman bashing. I'm just saying. But back when, that's been the philosophy. And even still now, there's some, again, not all, I'm just saying some women that will live for those opportunities. Not calling you all that, but I'm saying they're still the gold diggers, the money grubbers, the ones looking for the sugar daddies and such, etc., etc. Tony would have been a fucking great sugar daddy, but he was so busy on trying to get one piece of ass that no option for the girls out there. Manny would have been the one, I think, most likely, or probably was, a sugar daddy for a lot of fucking girls, if anything. But he's got the money to throw around, so what the fuck does he care? This is the funny scene, too, because they're at the beach. Manny sees one girl specifically where he tells Tony, hey, she's looking at her, she likes us and all that shit, too. But you know what the real trick is, too, the women? You gotta fucking do the tongue action to them. You gotta work the pussy with your tongue. You gotta beat the clit with the fucking tip of your tongue, and you'll beat them into submission practically. They'll be putty in your fucking hands or oozing cum on the tip of your fucking tongue, if anything, because they love the pussy work. Now, from what I've heard, I don't know, a lot of women do love it when, they got guys going down south on them, so Manny might have been on to something. But it's just like, not every hit can be a home run or a grand slam, so sometimes you gotta take the base hit, as he does here too. He approaches the girl, does the tongue action to him, and gets slapped for it immediately. Well, maybe too direct, too hard of an approach immediately, but can't blame Manny. He tries his best at most men, but still, we go from there. And of course, forgot almost that Tony emphasizes, while reflecting on the fucking lush, lavish scenery of the beach around them and drinks in hand and all that too, this town is just one big pussy waiting to get fucked. Which, if you really think about it, every big city is, every city period is, as long as you seek out your opportunity. You make it crystal clear that you got tunnel vision and that's all you want. The very best, or the world in this case, chicos and chicas. Elvie is the prime subject, or what Tony is obsessed with. That's clear up until this point now. So while Frank is away at the track and he sends Tony and Manny to go pick her up at home to take it to the racetrack, they fucking go on a side mission like it was a video game, and Tony takes Elvie with her to go car shopping for, of course, himself first, but she makes a comment of like, that Cadillac you're driving in looks like someone's nightmare, I'm not getting in that. So they go off so he can show off as far as his flex with his money's concerned, drug money, of course, as far as what he wants to buy her. What he wants to buy himself, excuse me. Brand new Porsche, fucking bulletproof this, whatever that. Makes a mention, Manny does at least, brings it up that Tony wants to buy a Tiger. So of course, Tony makes a joke later on that maybe I'm looking for a lady Tiger to have in the passenger seat, referring to, of course, Elvira in this case. So making a pass real bold, tells Manny to stay behind because he can catch a cab to the racetrack. He takes advantage of the moment he's in the Cadillac alone with Elvie. There's a little fucking line or two of that good stuff, that angel dust stuff. Not angel dust, that's a different drug itself. That, that white with the white girl at his side. And he makes the fucking bold ass move, stupid move I guess because it's still the boss's girl, but he goes in for the kiss, immediately pushes him right off. Don't get it twisted, Tony, I don't fuck with the help, pretty much. They make the little joke about him wearing a sun hat like she's wearing, like, oh, if I wear the hat, would you kiss me then? At least he gets her to laugh. So, as I say too, you get a girl to fucking laugh, she's pretty much putting your fucking hands. So, I think he knows what he's doing at this point too. Low-key, he's getting into her fucking mind as best and as much as he can. And then from there, we fucking go on to meet Gina, Tony's baby sister, where she's really the apple of his eye and does his best to protect her, while his mom, well, their mom, his and her mom, is busy hating on him because of what he's done in Cuba, because of the dirt he's gotten into, because of the crimes he's committed to, and also for not being the best example for Gina of all things, which makes sense, but mom's a big time fucking hater throughout the movie. So he gives her some money, he gives her a gift, but then Manny, horny boy Manny, Red Rocket Manny, can't help but feast his eyes on the young piece of ass Montana that's been roaming these Miami streets with fucking Gina around. He tells her immediately as soon as he gets in the car, Tony, she's beautiful. It's like, hey! Stay away from her, man. She's not for you. And then, of course, he's losing his shit because that's his baby sister. Be it above all else, he cares about his baby sister that much where won't let her get near anybody, let alone Manny, dirty dick Manny of all things. So I guess he knows already the dirt he's been involved in. Let's see. So then from there, we jump to Omar and Tony meeting with Frank Sosa in Bolivia, of all places, where the cocaine's really fucking cocaine beyond the eye can see. They're there. Omar's there to negotiate a deal between, or broker a deal between Sosa and Frank Lopez. But Tony jumps in with his, big, humongous coconut, need to carry around the barrel-sized balls, and is cutting the deal for him on Frank's behalf. Which, they're talking about numbers exceeding way more than Frank authorized. Omar's getting upset because he's trying to remind Tony he got him in the game in the first place, and or he's the boss while on the mission on the scene in Bolivia. Tony tells him to fuck off. Tony's not taking his shit. So he kind of jumps in, takes over the deal. Meanwhile, Sosa gets a call, apparently about Omar, that he's a snitch, a stool pigeon, a rat for the police, and that one of his associates had recognized Omar from back in New York. So then he convinces Omar to, go on ahead, do what you got to do, talk to Frank, come back to me when you can, let's broker something out in that case according to Frank's terms. Meanwhile, he says, you know what, keep Tony here. Maybe he'll teach me how to run my business better, if anything, too. Meanwhile, it's set up to fucking knock off Omar, because as Sosa's convinced, Omar was a fucking stoolie. Omar was a fucking pigeon that's singing the blues, singing like a goddamn canary. They take him to the helicopter, they hang him from the helicopter, and Sosa establishes his trust in Tony Montana, of all people, and says, I like it, Tony, there's no lying to you, you got big balls, paws, so I have to admire that, if anything, too. And this is also where Tony says to him, listen, all I got in this world, my balls and my word, and I don't break it for nobody. And, mind you, Tony also proves he's loyal as fuck, of all people, to Frank. Because even though he's jumping in and making the deal for Frank practically, playing with his money like it was Monopoly money and shit, he's doing it for the best interest of, yes, Tony's pockets, but also more importantly, Frank's pockets, because he is beyond loyal like that. So then from there, we come back to motherfucking, we jump right back to him in fucking Frank's office. Frank's upset. Frank's pissed off. Frank's like, I only sent you there to do a certain number. You're coming back to me now with a $75 million profit deal on our end. But then also, what the fuck were you thinking? Playing with my money when I told you to go down there, only do a certain number. What's going to happen when I can't come up with the first couple of million to pay off Sosa to make sure our deal goes through, and he comes and said a hit squad for me, and then you're next. And then Tony's like, listen, what are you worrying about so much? It's 75 mil that we're gonna fucking make from this deal. Why not jump in on it while the fucking deal is hot? And the bread is fresh out the oven. Take a slice. You might burn yourself a little bit, but then the taste is oh so glorious because it's oh so fresh. This cocaine coming in directly from the source. We cut out so many middlemen. We make all the fucking money ourselves. And then, of course, Frank's a fucking a snitch too, because he's throwing out names left and right, like, well, what about Gaspar Gomez? What about the Diaz brothers? They might want to go to war over jumping over them or walking through their territory with all these bundles of coke and shit. And then, of course, we get the infamous line, fuck Gaspar Gomez and fuck the fucking Diaz brothers. Fuck them all. I bury those cockroaches. So yeah, we get that as far as Tony confirming he's got balls of steel. He's all about the money, but he's also all about being loyal to Frank, which Frank can't seem to comprehend. And I get it. He's talking big fucking numbers, which might fuck him over as far as dealing with a bigwig like Sosa, who already, of course, is upset that his fucking go-to guy, Omar, was knocked, if anything, by Sosa because he said that Omar was a stool pigeon, but Frank insists that no way Omar was a stool pigeon. I would know better. You have to trust me on the boss. And gives him a whole speech, Tony referring to, about remember that I'm the boss. I got you into this game. Omar did, but I did really because I'm his boss. So you gotta listen to me and take my orders. Remember, all the guys that want the big fucking things, elaborate schemes, big ass mansions, pizzazz and flash and all that shit, they don't last. The guys that stick low key and play their fucking positions close to the dirt as possible, they fucking last and live to see beyond this fucking game. Tony's not hearing none of it. He just says, fuck that. I've been loyal to you. I made my moves. I made my money where I could, but I've always stayed loyal to you, Frank. So don't you worry about me. If you're done talking, I'll see my way out the door. Then this goes to the fucking club where Tony is too fixated on, you know what, being there with Manny, talking some shit, talking some deals, brokering shit and all that too. But then, Gina's there too, out of nowhere, with a dude who looks like a really fucking... He looks more like a pimp than he does a dealer. Even though in this movie, according to whoever you ask at that time, everybody dressed up in fucking $500, $7, $100 suits to the club to go get the paper from the guy on the corner, to get a coffee from the food cart guy in a parking lot somewhere. So this guy really overdid it with like a handkerchief and like silk satin, whatever going on too, clashing materials and colors as well, making his way through the club with fucking Tony's little sister, Gina. While he's there, he can't help but focus on Gina the whole time. While he's there also, Frank and Elvie show up. Hey guys, they show up to mind their fucking business, have their own little fun. Meanwhile, fucking Tony goes up to Elvie, slides up on her like we slide in DMs or our favorite IG model. I'm guilty of it too sometimes, but just don't tell my girlfriend. And goes up to her and says, hey, did you think about what I told you about? The kids, the marriage, let's run away from fat ass Frank, whatever too. Frank, of course, eavesdropping because, well, he just happened to be there with his girl. At least, well, that's what Elvie is right now. Tony, relax. And it's like, Elvie, why don't you go, Tony, why don't you go find your own girl, whatever. And Tony says, that's what I'm doing right now, Frank. And then Frank says, hey, listen, man, I'm giving you orders. Go fuck off. Tony says, hey, listen, man, you giving me orders, man? The only thing that give orders are balls. And tells him to fuck off, basically. So Frank comes off potentially, possibly, as a pussy or as soft as Tony deduced him to be, because he just says, all right, Elvie, let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's go somewhere else. Meanwhile, Tony sticks around, assigns Manolo to keep fucking watch and eye over fucking Gina to make sure she does nothing stupid. Tony just sticks around to mind his own. And of course, we go to fucking the part where goddamn Tony's all obsessed with what the fuck's happening to Gina. Then Mel Bernstein slides in. This is a crazy ass night. One fucking night at the club. All this shit goes down. This is amazing, right? So then he gets approached by fucking Mel Bernstein, who's one of the dirty cops who loves to get paid off by the drug kingpins to stay silent and or have his cops for hire, murderers with a badge otherwise, for hire to do their dirty work if they have trouble collecting money. So he slides up on Tony. He proposes a deal. He says, listen, this is what I got for you. This is a big ass number fucking written on a handkerchief. Let's make something happen just so you can keep working. I can stay fed and my guys can stay clean and protected behind the badge per se. So then they discuss that shit. He's trying to fucking lowball, blackmail Tony, if anything, too. He says, you know what, why don't you throw in some first-class fucking tickets for me and the wife to go to London, because it's our anniversary coming up. I never been, you can afford it, though. Why don't you just toss that in there with me, too? All right. He's too busy focusing on Gina, which at this point now is getting dragged into the bathroom with the pimp-looking drug dealer guy. Manny fucking, I don't know, he wasn't paying attention, whatever, too. So Tony storms off, goes after her, grabs her, beats her up in the fucking bathroom because she's saying it's my body, I'll fuck who I want to fuck, I'll see who I want to see, whatever, all this extra shit. Tony steps in, slaps the fuck out of her, drags her out of there, pushes the guy out too. Tony's fucking hot and bothered. He's fucking pushing guys twice his size out of his way, asking what the fuck they're looking at too, as well. No one get in Tony's fucking face because he means business at this point. So then he's doing all that shit. He means it. He get the fuck out of my way too. Goes back to his fucking seat. trying to enjoy the rest of his fucking night, forgetting about what just happened with his little baby sister and fucking getting shaken down for money and all that too. God damn, it's all crazy. We jump to a part in the club where Richard Belzer, shouts to Richard Belzer from SVU fame, and obviously he's done a lot more stuff before that, but that's, I guess, where he's probably most known for, to the bells otherwise too. He's a comedian in the club, not credited as Richard Belzer, but he's a comedian in the club. He brings out some guy in a fat suit with like a weird looking mask on too, from the jungles of Venezuela, to like dance and entertain the crowd too. Meanwhile, in that very same night, as we were mentioning, Frank presumably had left with Elvie and said, you know what, I want no piece of Tony, let's just leave it as is. No, low-key, he hired a fucking hit on Tony with two guys sitting at the table, which look really out of place, because they look super Spanish as fuck, sitting at the table, and having their fucking Tech 9s, their Uzis, tucked under some handkerchiefs, you know, acting like they're waiting on their, like, Cobb salad or whatever, too. But meanwhile, they got that shit tucked and ready to fucking blast, whatever. They got the fucking task of trying to kill Tony Montana, who clearly looks out of it, drunk, high, whatever, possibly both. But he looks like easy pickings, if anything, too. And according to the times back when, these are the cocaine-riddled 80s, so a shootout in the club seems like just another Tuesday night, if anything, for the club down the street and then the one 2 blocks up north, whatever. So it seems as normal as possible. They hesitate, they wait till the lights are off of them, the spotlights in the club are off of them to do it, then they fucking start busting. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da at Tony. Of course, Tony with the lightning quick, like ADHD almost reflexes, immediately jumps under the fucking table. He knew the bullets were coming like some Matrix shit, ducking and dodging them the whole time. The fat guy in the fat suit, he got shot up in the middle of the whole fucking thing. Instead of Tony eating lead, the fat guy took all his bullets for him. And Tony, to boot, uses his dead body as a shield to block him off from the incoming fucking shots of bullets, the showering of bullets that's coming his way for his fucking head, while he's loading up his own gun. Takes about 7 fucking shots of the pistol to hit one of the guys in the knee. This guy fucking falls backwards with a bloody kneecap, shooting at all the spotlights on the roof of the club. Whatever. It's like he kept shooting on purpose, or I don't know if he was already dead, and that's like just a dead corpse reaction, or like the finger got stuck on a trigger. Whatever. The other guy's still trying to shoot at him too. The other guy ends up shooting the spotlight for some reason as well too, and then that shit ends up landing on him, the one of the two that's still alive, and kills him or knocks him out presumably, while Tony's able to fucking flee the club. All this shit goes on. Meanwhile, I don't know, Tony's fucking gathering up the troops, rallying up the troops, as far as Manolo, fucking Chi-Chi, Nick the Pig, all them, to pull up on Frank. They go to Frank's office, they sit down with him, and here's one of the more interesting parts, because immediately Frank knows what's up. He sees Tony's alive, he's like, oh shit, I'm fucked, basically. So he makes it seem like he's worried about seeing Tony in a fucking sling because his arm got shot in the middle of the whole ordeal. He's all concerned. He's like, Tony, I'm so sorry. We'll get these guys. We'll fucking kill them for what they did to you. Tony's got the gun in his hand the whole time to confront Frank. And he's like, listen, Frank. Well, talking him up more like, you know, oh, sure, yeah, we'll go get him. I'm just paranoid. I got this gun in my hand because I fear for my safety now of all times, because I just got the club shot up in an attempt to land one bullet on me, which they got me in my arm, but I'm not dead, so here I am, just for you, boy, if anything. Frank immediately gives up the Diaz brothers as the most likely culprits of what happened. Frank is throwing out names like he's talking to a Fed, practically, trying to defend himself or trying to throw at least Tony off from what Tony already knows was Frank, because he got hot and bothered over fucking LV and disrespecting, disregarding him as the boss, or the guy that got him in the game. So then Tony hits him with his own Haza line, which a Haza is apparently a Yiddish word for pig. And he says to him infamously, do you know what a Haza is, Frank? That's a pig that don't fly straight. And neither do you. Frank's fucking stupefied and stunned, like, what the fuck you talking about, Tony? Of course, like, I know it was you, Frank. Just try to have me killed, Frank. Whatever. And, you know, Frank gets the setup, like, prop call from Nick the Pig somewhere else, saying we fucked up, he got away. Confirming to Frank that, of course, he already knew that Nick was in on it too with Tony. So he knows, all right, there's no use in hiding or lying anymore. Tony knows what's up. I have to confront this now. And it comes out that Frank really is kind of a pussy or a pushover in this case, because he's immediately like, Tony, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Tony. I didn't mean to do it. Please, give me a second chance. I'll be better, or whatever. Throws 10 million his way. He says, I'll give you 10 million on an offshore account I have in Spain. Just don't fucking kill me. Oh, you want Elvie? You want Elvira? I'll leave. I'll leave you two alone to be happy all together. Just don't kill me, please. I don't want to fucking die. Whatever. Starts crying, dropping to his knees. It looks like he's ready to suck his dick, but really he just drops his fucking feet ready to kiss him. He's just begging for mercy, pleading for Tony not to kill him. But then motherfucking Tony says, I'm not going to shoot you, Frank. And this is so clever too, and so beautifully told as a part of the story. He says, I'm not going to shoot you, Frank. He has fucking Manolo. Many of all people do it for him, because that's the thing. Frank always had someone else do his shit for him since he was the boss, the kingpin. He was all about the chica, champagne, pizzazz, yayo, all that at his dispense too. So Tony does him one even better and has his fucking next fucking right-hand guy do it for him. Manolo, shoot that piece of shit. And he fucking shoots him right through the chest, sits right down, locking fucking eyes with Mel Bernstein, a dirty fat fucking pig cop with the worst case of muffin top that he's blatantly, clearly trying to hide as best he can, but really poor job, because this is the 80s where no one wore anything loose or above the pants apparently. Everybody, even the cops, dirty as they fucking were, had to tuck their shit into their pants. Muffin top, a dad gut, dad bod, whatever was going on, they had to tuck it all in there too, just to fucking hide it apparently. Shout outs to the ex-real estate team for joining the live, and appreciate you. So yeah, there goes Frank, he's fucking dead. Now it's Mel Bernstein's turn. And of course, we get the infamous line, you can't shoot a fucking cop! After Tony says, you know what, whoever said you was one, you're a dirty fuck, you're getting shot too. Bing! And he puts no effort into it too, because he's got the gun laying down on the side on the table and just shoots him right there without even as much as trying to pull a fucking muscle to do it, or putting real effort behind, of all people, shooting Mel. Then he stands up at the Mel is holding his fucking muffin top and trying to hold the blood in like the Pillsbury dough about to seep out of him too, of his guts. And he's like, just wait a minute. If you let me live, I'll make this right. You can't shoot a fucking cop. Whoever said you was one. Have a good trip, Mel, because, you know, he's making a joke about fucking the first class tickets to England. He's like, why don't you work one of those first class tickets to the resurrection or whatever too? And shoots him dead. Mel's out the fucking picture, thank God, because he was fucking useless also. And besides all that too going on, Ernie, one of Frank's fucking guys, big fucking blocky, stocky bodied, mustachio guys looking like a big fat Mario, he gets a job out of all of it too, because I guess Tony seems like, you know what, he's too scared out of what happened, thinking I'm going to kill him too. I'm going to do one better, give him fucking employment. All right, you come with me, you're my boy now. You're my fucking little bitch. So then from here, Tony jumps over and goes to fucking Frank's place to pick up Elvie, let her know Frank's at the picture for good now. They're good to fucking be with each other, get married, all that shit too. And he's real significant to the fucking film also. We get the infamous, notorious Goodyear blimp flying by as he's fucking taking Elvie with him and letting Elvie get her luggage and shit together to move out of Frank's place. We get the fucking Goodyear blimp that says, the world is yours, underneath it too. It's like it's prophetic almost. It's meant just for Tony to fucking take in and indulge in and realize, after all, the world is his, of all things. The Coke world, at least. Right from there, it's perfectly cute. It's beautifully done. But also, we jump right there into what I guess would be a music video-esque type of energy / scene for the movie itself. We get treated to the song made especially for the movie, Push It to the Limit, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, feel free to do so, was produced by Giorgio Moroder, who was the guy who composed all the music and basically created the sonic soundtrack for the movie in itself. So this is one of the hits that came from it. I believe this song and many of the other songs from Scarface, at least the club scenes, all that shit too, were in Grand Theft Auto 3 on one radio station. Flash FM, I want to say. Maybe. I might be wrong on that too, but I know it was definitely in GTA 3. I played enough of that game to fucking know and remember, so, forgive me if I miss some detail. It's 2003 we're talking about, so whatever. And PlayStation 2. Shout out to PlayStation 2. That was a classic fucking epic system. But yeah, we jump into Pushing to the Limit, which is treated as a music video practically of Tony's immediate come-up. Drug lord, kingpin of his neighborhood and or probably Miami at this point, because he's moving to work. He's got so much work coming in. What's humbling about it all is that Tony has no shame, at least at this point, to drive his own dirty money van to the bank himself as the driver. Sure, Chi-Chi and Nick and Manny are there too along for the ride also, but they're doing the grunt work as far as unloading the van with all the dirty money they made from the cocaine business. So they're dragging all that shit into the fucking bank every day, it seems like, practically. They got duffel bags and bag after bag of just fucking money to fucking launder for the bank to do their job with. As you know, more money, more problems. Not for the bank, because more money, just more money for them. And then it becomes our problem when they fucking lose our money. Chase, you fuckface. I remember what you did months ago to me. I got my money back, but still, I got my eyes on you. And the whole thing is treated beautifully because, again, it's Tony with the fucking money back and forth in and out the bank regularly, buying up all this property, Montana real estate, Montana taxes, whatever the fuck else he bought up and tried to put up as a front as legitimate businesses to cover up his fucking cocaine-riddled hands. He finally gets married to Elvie. They got a fucking beautiful wedding at the back of Montana State. Of course, Elvie of all people is dressed in all white because you know, as much coke, as much as she fucking smokes and snorts and drinks and just pops Quaaludes and all that too, she's given up the pussy before and had no thought of it afterwards for the sake of a quick little baggie or something, a quick little fix or whatever will get her through the day. But of all things, she's dressed in all white, cocaine white. I guess maybe because they asked her favorite color. She's like, whatever shade of cocaine I got, I took a bump of early that afternoon. That's my favorite color. That's the color dress I want. Everybody's getting fucking all spiffy and looking nice as best as possible too. Manny can't help but fucking make eyes at Gina there too as well. He can't fucking hide the red rocket he's got going on for her. 20, 21 years old, whatever old she was in the movie too, allegedly according to her character. Tony ends up buying the tiger he promised to buy himself and made mention to LV, excuse me. He finally buys the tiger he made good on promising to buy for himself and for LV. Manny's will too. There he is, a tiger, rawr, tiger action in the background, in the backyard, that whole fucking estate, practically a little zoo for that tiger. And perfectly cued at the end, Push It to the Limit, is when they hit the part of the song where the guy sings Welcome to the Limit as they sing that part. This had to be perfectly queued up or too much of a coincidence where they realize, oh shit, the line matches the scene so beautifully, let's leave it in there like that, which is always magic when it happens. Welcome to the Limit, and you got Elvie in her fucking satin gold-esque robe at the house doing nothing but guess what? Sniffing, drinking and smoking all fucking day, because that's all she's got to do, and she's at her fucking limit practically, as we'll see coming up in the rest of the film too as well. But that was perfectly cute. That's like movie magic right there when those things sync beautifully, visuals and fucking the sound as well too. So then after this little music video-esque energy we got, we jump to a part where I wish I could fucking live out for real as I mentioned right now too, Chase fucked me over with my money disappearing randomly when I woke up one morning. And it wasn't just me. Thank God / unfortunately, it affected a lot of other people too some months ago. It was in the news, I believe, also, where if you had a Chase account, your money just fucking disappeared. It reappeared that same afternoon, thank goodness, but it was just scary to think, wait, I just had my money hit my account from work, and now all of a sudden it's gone, along with the other money I had there already too. But I wish there was a chance I could sit someone down, or Chase, the entity, the banking branch itself, became embodied in the human form, and I could just scream at it and say, what the fuck you doing, bro? Why are you fucking me over like this? Goddamn, every fucking time, with the credit card, with the account disappearing funds, whatever too. I wish I could do that too, just like Tony does to the bank guy from the bank, of course, that's managing his dirty money, and basically telling him, listen, I know how the business works. I go low, you go high. This is why you want more out of me, to fucking wash my money. I'm just flipping dollars. What's so bad about that? Why do you need more of a bigger cut? Well, obviously because they're washing a lot of dirty money. That, of course, is courtesy of Tony, so you can't blame them for trying to get it on the game too. Or, considering it's dirty money, illegal money, coke money, drug money, all that too. Money you're not supposed to be having, or makes no sense for you to have in 1983 of all times. Of course they want their fucking cut, because that's what they're after anyway. The fucking banks. Anyways, too. They meet up with him, but then Manny at the same time suggesting, hey, listen, I know this Jewish guy who's really undercover. I know this Jewish guy who could do it for half the percentage this guy wants, and you'll get to keep more of your money, and he'll do it for you faster, personally, all that shit, etc. Meanwhile, it's a setup because, of course, detective. But Manny doesn't know that because Tony said that and established that a while ago, saying, you're not the business guy, I am. You're the help. You help me out, I'm the one with the brains and the balls to make all this shit happen. So play the back and relax. But yeah, Manny insists. They fucking talk it out. And of course, Manny adds in what he thinks will be like the icing on the cake per se for Tony. He's like, listen, this guy's Jewish and he's affiliated. He's got connections. Tony says the infamous line, because I guess he's his own boss, or he sees himself as his own boss. Fuck the mob. No offense to the community, of course, as will be affected by the following terminology. Fucking guineas. That's what he said. That's what he said. It's in the fucking movie. You don't believe me? Watch the shit yourself. But goddamn it. Alright. So from there we move on to why. I don't know why you would ever come with your problems or your stress to a man and approach him with all that shit you got baggage on you while he's in his jacuzzi of all places. If you got a jacuzzi in your fucking house, on your fucking property, the last thing you want to hear is somebody fucking wah about what happened to you that day. Or why won't you listen to them? Or in Manny's case, as he approaches Tony, why won't you go work with my Jewish guy that I've been telling you about, that'll cut you a better, sweeter deal than what you got going on with this goddamn white guy at the bank? And again, Tony reminds him, I'm the fucking brains, I got the balls. You do what you gotta do. You love pussy more than you love money. So you worry about that. I'll worry about keeping us fucking fed and well maintained. And of course, because he's talking about money and he's using fuck after every other word, Elvie's upset and starts screaming at him, why must every other word out of your mouth be fuck? Can't you stop going a little while without saying fuck? They get into it. She's upset with him. Manny's upset with him, had enough too, because Tony's saying, call off the deal, fuck your Jewish guy, whatever too. He leaves, she leaves, Tony's all alone and stressed out and frustrated in a jacuzzi, which is possible, because listen, the water could go hot all of a sudden, you don't got enough bubbles going on there too, or maybe your dick looks extra small underwater, and it was small to begin with, but you're like, listen, I'm in the jacuzzi, I got money, obviously, I'm fucking rich, and I'm paid. Why does my dick look so small? Or you could always pay like somebody you're the sugar daddy for to come in and, judge your dick and be like, babe, is my dick small or am I just seeing things in a very small way? And she's like, no, daddy, of course, you got the biggest, fattest cock I've ever tried to fit in between my two lips. It's like, haha, pat her on the ass. I knew it, babe. You're the best. Here's a couple of fucking spending dollars for who knows where and whatever the fuck you want to spend it on too. And then, of course, he screams out the infamous line that goes with it. Who put this thing together, huh? Me. That's who. Because it really was all thanks to him, but mostly his bravado. Because remember, if it wasn't for Manny hooking him up with Omar and the other guy too to get him on the first job where they got the yayo and the money back, he wouldn't be who he was. But also, they wouldn't have gotten to that level had they stayed as conformist as Manny was and not as brave as Tony is always proven to be. Brave, bold, but also pretty dumb. Because as we'll see later on too as well, it catches up with him and bites him proverbially in the ass. Tony does actually fucking meet with the guy. Sorry, he didn't call up the deal. I meant to say that he told Manny to stay out of the deal. He'll go handle it himself. He's the one that does the negotiating and shit too. That's why Manny got more upset, because he was cut out of his own deal that he set up for Tony for his benefit. So while they're counting money, flipping dollars, all that shit too with this fucking Jewish guy, whatever, it's a fucking setup. They're undercover agents. And the thing that bothered me most about this scene is, I get it, it's a movie. Believe me, I know that too. But also, it's 1983 also as well. So when you got big ass clocks that got every fucking number represented along the clock, going clockwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, but then wait a second. 12 should be at the very tip top because it's noon and midnight, but the 12 is missing. If I'm Tony Montana, even if I'm stupid like, or too busy being horny like Manny, or just a dumbass in general like Chi-Chi, who's there with him the whole time, I'm wondering out loud, you do see your clocks missing the 12, right? So how do you guys know when it's 12 o'clock? I mean, you can see the hands lay on where 12 is supposed to be, but then how are you sure it's 12 o'clock? And it's just one big fucking black circle, but it's got a little reflection on it, meaning it's a fucking lens. They've been taping them the whole time, flipping, what did they say the amount was, like 1.3 mil something, whatever. So then immediately Tony, he's got to deal with his fucking lawyer, who was already telling him, listen, that's a lot of money to get on footage like that, so you are looking at jail, but maybe 2 to 3 years, 5 if you're lucky, paying a lot of fucking back tax, and paying off the IRS, which is the biggest gangster, biggest gang in the mall. The IRS, of course, shout out to them, but also relax. And I mean that in the personal aspect, because I don't need to discuss my finances, but yeah, just relax, IRS, please. Take it easy on me. Have mercy on me, for God's sakes. But yeah, he gets caught because of that shit. The lawyer's like, listen, that's the best I can do. And Tony's not having it all. He does not want to do fucking prison in the United States. Even though Manny tells him, listen, compared to Cuba, the shit here's like a hotel. It's like the lap of luxury. You'll be fucking fine because you'll be able to pay off people. And I was like, no fucking jail. So then that leads to fucking Tony being like, no, I gotta fucking make a deal where I can get no jail, even I gotta pay out the ass. He runs off to Sosa. Sosa is glad to help him because he's got the connects on the political side, governmental side, all that shit too. Have little fucking like a tea party gathering in Bolivia where Tony flies in to be a part of and gets propositioned with the following. The government, all these guys are sick and tired of hearing this one guy who's out there being outspoken against the drug game. Them specifically, and name dropping Alberto, I think his name was, Sosa. Name dropping Sosa as the kingpin of Bolivia and the key exporter, importer of fucking cocaine. So of course it makes him look bad and brings attention that's unwarranted to his fame. So he tells Tony, listen, if you do me and my friends, my associates, the government here a favor and knock this guy off who's supposed to be at the UN in New York in about a week or two, we are willing to work a deal where you'll have to pay back some money for back taxes owed, but no prison time. Tony's not really in love with the idea, but he goes with it anyway because he hears no prison versus the lawyer saying some prison and then less money to pay. Even though Tony's kind of a crab and he's safeguarding his money as best as he can, he don't want to go back to prison. And who can blame him? Even if it's in the United States or, God forbid, a third world. No prison. The less prison, the better, if anything. Right after that, we cut to a restaurant scene where this is a very infamous and much quoted in reference to part of the movie. Because this is the point where Elvie, of all people, Elvira, whatever, has had enough of Tony being demeaning towards her. Even though, let's be honest here, and put all our cards out on the table here regarding Elvie. She is the one that has non-stop, day in, day out, cocaine, drinking, smoking, sleeping, quaaludes, rinse, wash, repeat, day in, day out, basically, with her own life. It doesn't help that she's been with a former drug kingpin, locally at least, Frank, and then she married, of course, of all things, a drug kingpin, lord, practically, who does nothing but throw her free baggies, free bricks, practically, of cocaine whenever she needs some. All the liquor available possible that they can fucking buy on whatever budget they got, which is none pretty much for the vices, as well as smoking in really fucking nice satiny golden colored robes to your heart's desire. But she's had enough at some point too of Tony, because they're at the dinner table. Tony's pissed. Tony's just miserable because he's got all the fucking money possible coming in, cutting these big ass deals with Sosa. Money's safe and laundered in the bank, even though he's got to give a high percentage back to the bank as kickback. But he's like, listen, is this what we fucking live up to get up to at this point too? You get older, you hit 50, you got a belly, you got tits, you need a bra, they got hair on them too. Look at us, just fucking sitting around like these other rich dumb fucks, acting like they're so angelic and pristine and innocent compared to me of all things. And then he starts roasting, like going in on Elvie, which I understand this is why she had enough too. And then, don't you look at her, man. I got a fucking junkie for a wife. Her womb is so polluted, she can't even give me a fucking little baby, man. And just keeps going in on her. Just pop another Quaalude, she'll love me again in the morning afterwards, but she's fed up, she grabs a fucking drink, tosses it in his face. You got some fucking nerve to talk to me like that. I'm not going home with you. I'm leaving you, if anything. So, of course, he takes his nothing, because he takes nothing serious besides his money. He's like, you know what? Let her run away for a couple of days. She'll be back home to daddy like nothing happened, and it doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day. So, yeah. There's a whole breakdown pretty much with Tony, because he's drunk, high, all that shit together in the restaurant, and he says, basically, goes into the famous fucking speech, looking at all the fucking rich, waspy people around him, which he's fed up being surrounded with. And he's all like, you need guys like me. So you point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. What that make you? Good? No. You just know how to hide it. And of course, elaborating, waxing poetically on, I tell the truth. I always tell the truth. Even when I lie. And all that too. So, it's just him, I guess even he's fed up with his lifestyle at this point. Because it's all about the money, all about the coke. Rinse, wash, repeat as well too. With the risk of danger, but he's pretty much sitting as the king on his throne of his drug empire. So, is he fed up? Is he tired? Is he like looking for more? If there's more possible? What is it exactly? But Elvie fucking made it clear, and she fucking leaves. And then, of course, he has to fucking say goodbye in his own Tony Montana way to the crowd after he made a whole scene in the restaurant because of Elvie, and thanks to Elvie mostly. So say goodnight to the bad guy. It's the last time you're going to see a bad guy like this. Makes his way out, stumbling, of course, too. But yeah, now we go into the fucking New York job he's been assigned by Sosa and his associates. Sosa and his associates. Sounds like a band. But yeah, the New York job. Basically, the deal is he has to, again, kill this guy that's going to give a speech at the United Nations that's not going to be good for Sosa if he makes that speech, because it's going to bring awareness to the world on a global scale of the drug pandemic at that time going on with cocaine and, you know, whatever else going on too. They're fucking planning all the shit out. He's got Chi-Chi. He's got Alberto. Was it Alberto? Bernie. Bernie, the big fat guy with the mustache. Manny's in charge while he's away in New York. And he has to take Alberto, which is the head hitman bomb guy for Sosa, which is sent in from Bolivia, but of course he has to tag along with Tony because he's speaking no English. So Tony's is fucking like Rosetta Stone pretty much too, as far as telling him what to do and shit. No, all the way around. Alberto's the one, because they're staked out in front of the UN hotel where this guy's staying. The guy finally comes out, ready to make his way to the United Nations as scheduled to give his speech. Alberto already planted a bomb underneath the car the night before, so that's all ready to fucking go. As they're setting up, Alberto, of all fucking people, is fucking... he's like annoying the fuck out of Tony, and he is kind of annoying because of how many times he repeats, you gotta stay 30 meters away from the fucking car so I can activate the shit. All in Spanish, of course. So he says it about 3, 4, 5 fucking times. Tony's fed up with it, with him fucking giving him orders on what to do exactly. So he's got to keep in mind, 30 meters away from the car the whole time as they fucking tail him. They do it, they go into it. But at this point now in the whole movie, everything that goes down, man, you get flipped on your fucking head as far as what happens next. Because it's like, wait a second. Of all people, of all fucking ruthless killers, drug dealers, kingpins that he is now in his own city, and doing favors for fucking higher ups in governments and shit too, so he can get a prison stint wiped off. Tony Montana has a heart. That's right, man. I got a fucking heart. I couldn't fucking do it, man, because he's labored with the task of, yes, killing the guy, which he has no problem. He's ready to fucking jump on top of, even though he doesn't really want to do dirty work for anybody else. Probably remind him of his dishwasher days. He's ready to do that shit for that guy because he doesn't want that guy giving the speech. It's just in his favor, and he can avoid prison because of it. But the guy picks up his wife and his kids to take him to the fucking speech. Why didn't no one see that before, or how did no one else pick up on that before? Chi-Chi, Bernie, anybody else, Alberto? No one picked up on it. So Tony, at 2 hours and 18 minutes in, has a heart. From the Grinch to the Grinch after fucking the Grinch stopped grinching. It's like, no way, man. I can't do it with the fucking wife and kids. And we finally get the one full-blown bit of Spanish that we'll ever get from Tony Montana, of all fucking people, in this fucking movie. With the following, which I always love requoting because it is such bad Spanish, but you can't blame him either because he tried at least. It's like, olvida eso. Matamos a este tipo solo. Sin mujer y sin niños. Which means, fuck that. We're killing this guy solo dolo, no kids, no wives involved. Alberto's like, no. Sosa said this guy needs to die. Fuck them kids, fuck the wife too. Chi-Chi and Bernie are pretty much of that sentiment too, surprisingly. I thought they would probably side with Tony as far as not going through with it, but I think they know if their boss goes to jail, they're fucked because they're not made to be bosses at all too. So they want to side with Sosa and be like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it, let's kill this guy now. We have to anyway, from the UN like they planned or they requested. So Tony's fucking hot and bothered. He's like, man, fuck this shit. Driving the car off, they fucking tail behind the guy. He's keeping the distance as instructed by by Alberto. They're keeping the distance. Berto's got his shit ready, his fucking little, like, I don't know, remote control bomb thing, whatever. He's got one switch turned. He just needs to turn the second one to activate the bomb underneath the car. Tony the whole time's lecturing him like, you fucking pussy, you fucking coward. You gotta sit tight in the fucking car seat to kill somebody. You don't have the balls to kill them face to face, man to man, like I do. Well, I have done at least 2, allegedly, and all that. Alberto's telling him to shut up as he's getting ready to turn the second key to fucking set the bomb off. Tony says, you'll die, motherfucker. Blows his fucking brains out across the passenger seat window, giving a whole speech and lecture to him too as he's dead. Yeah, I hear like it now. I hear like it now. You fucking dead. I fucking told you, man. And whatever. He's fucking dead. But now he's officially fucked because he didn't go through with the deal as requested by his fucking friends in higher authority. So now, because Alberto's dead, oh boy, that's his main fucking go-to guy for bombs. And of course, Sosa having to find that last minute, last notice. Not good. Not good at all. No. So the guy makes it to the UN, gives his fucking speech, going anti-drug heavy for the world to see and hear. And then they find the fucking bomb under the car. Then the next thing you know, this guy's got security out the fucking ass. So Tony, in his Tony mind and way of thinking, says, fuck it, we'll do it again. He's got no kids and wife involved. He'll get blown to pieces. Problem solved. Right. But then no, Sosa ain't having none of it. Sosa calls him up, and he's fucking not happy about it too, because he told him and he gave him specific instructions, and he reminds him from a long ass time ago when they first met, don't ever try to fuck him. Of course, the infamous line here that's been reused and abused, maybe not abused just yet, but it's been reused a lot of times. It's a great fucking quote. It's encompassing the energy of fucking Scarface, because guess what? Raekwon and Ghostface, Raekwon the chef and Ghostface Killer, shout outs and no disrespect to the Wu affiliates, used this beautifully on Criminology, off the fucking classic masterpiece of an album, only built for Cuban links, and said, and used this following part from Alberto Sosa, like, I told you a long time ago, you little fucking monkey, not to fuck me, as the opener for Criminology. And of course Tony flipping his phone around like an acrobat, like he could juggle for a professional living and shit. Like, hey, who the fuck you think you're talking to, man? Who the fuck you think you're talking to, huh? Me? That's who. What am I doing? You fucking bellboy? Huh? Whatever? Okay. You want to go to war? Do you want to go to war? Okay. We go to war then. And of course, by this time, Alberto Sosa, had already hung up the phone. So it's pretty much sealing the deal on Tony, you're fucking dead. It's just a matter of time of where, most likely home, and when. A couple of hours, give or take. Because, listen, he's like the coke god of Bolivia. So he'll get you hit when he wants to, and quick flash in a hurry, this fucking Sosa guy. So now Tony has to prepare for the worst, potentially. But then also he's got the headache of his mother calling for him, demanding to know where Gina is, because she's not going home no more. She ran off with somebody, presumably. We'll find out who exactly in a little bit. But also, he's got to deal with that now. Where the fuck is Gina, goddammit? And that's it. So now they're looking for her. He got an address from his mother. Mother supposedly know what's up besides hating on Tony. Gives up the deets. He runs off to the fucking address where they could find Gina, presumably. And then there you go. Boom. Pulls up to the fucking door. Tony Montana. He's fucking furious. Pissed. Where the fuck is this Gina, man? How the fuck she gonna say she here and she not fucking here, man? She not here at home? She here with somebody else, man. So then pulls up, rings a bell, trying to see who's gonna fucking answer, or if she's gonna pull up to the front door. No. No, my God. It's fucking Manny, Manolo. This whole time, Tony's been looking for him to see where he's been, because he hasn't been returning his calls either. Elvie's fucking long gone out of the picture. Manny opens the front door. He's happy to see him. Manny's happy to see Tony. Gina pulls up from up the stairs to wave Tony hello. Tony's like, oh fuck, you fucked my sister after I told you to stay away from her. I told you, stay away from her, man. And you didn't fucking do that like I told you to. And he fucking pulls his shit out and blasts right through fucking Manny, his boy, his brother, his fucking right-hand man, his confidant, his trustee. Shoots him twice. And then Gina runs to his fucking dying body, and she says to Tony, we were going to surprise you. We just got married the night before. We were going to invite you. We were going to cut some cake and leave it just for you with red velvet inside because you love seeing blood so much. Or maybe green dollar bills, colored frosting because you know you love money that much too. And all that. And she's beside herself. Her fucking love of her life is dead. His best fucking friend is dead. His brother's practically fucking dead. Shot him dead. That's it. You know? And practically with the energy of you bust a nut in her, I'm gonna bust a cap or two in you, cocksucker. And that's what he did. It's terrible though. Because even back at the mansion, after he fucking orders the guys to pick up Gina, take her back to his mansion, Tony I'm referring to, he's reflecting on how the fuck he could do that to Manny. Like, how did I fucking do that to you, Manny? How could I? So then now we fast forward a little bit to they're back at the mansion. Gina's there trying to gain composure. Tony's trying to make sense of what he just fucking did, how he fucked up the New York job. I killed Manny right now, and how Gina's been deflowered most likely. Where Sosa's already got like a small army of wild savage guys pulling up to the mansion, ready to carry out the hit on Tony Montana officially now. As they start picking up guys in the fucking backyards and working around the whole estate per se, they're gathering up strength in numbers while Gina makes her way to Tony. And this is the part I never got to. Maybe it makes sense to somebody, but not me so much. But she's alluding to, oh, you're overprotective of me so much where you can't even envision another man, let alone your best friend, with me of all girls. So that means you want to fuck me low key, Tony. So then she has a gun, starts shooting at him, and starts demanding he fuck her with every fucking bullet she let off. He doesn't do it because he's finding, even he's like creeped out by it, because that's not what the fuck I've been wanting from you this whole time. You're my little sister. I'm just protecting you, I guess. She's got a whole misconstrued, I'm assuming, practically PTSD, Betty had said, because of what just happened, witnessing her fucking husband getting shot in cold blood by her own brother. So she's all mind warped, but then boom, another fucking guy pops out the window and shoots her fucking dead. Whatever. She's sprayed up like fucking full of holes like Swiss cheese. Tony manages to grab the guy, throw him out the window, grab his gun, shoot him dead too in the pool. He gets a glimpse of all the fucking guys that literally jumped over the fence to come for his ass. He knows he's done for. So then now he's rallying up fucking whatever ammunition, firepower he's got to fucking kill. Well, not immediately, because he's already running over to Gina to console her dead body. Or at least see if she's still alive by any chance. But no, she's been long gone. She's been shot to death. Too many fucking bullets. Of course, she's not gonna fucking live past that. To the point where the only thing that gets him out of his fucking like stunned phase or like moments of disillusion and shit is when Chi-Chi is banging at his front office door. Tony, let me fucking in, please. They're coming in all over the fucking place. And the guys just shoot him right through the fucking back. His guts are splattered all over the fucking front door. Tony hears that and then sees it on his fucking closed circuit TV and then realizes, oh shit, I gotta defend my fucking property. They are in Florida, so they have the right to bear arms there, I guess, legally or illegally, whatever, involving coconut. So then he fucking goes to the gun rack, grabs his big fucking joint that's like a assault rifle, and fucking got the rocket launcher, grenade launcher on it too as well. So this is practically like Call of Duty action right now going on in 1983. So then he's fucking blasting them, picking them off one by one too. But then they're all getting shots in. He gets shot through the arm. He gets shot through the shoulder, excuse me. And he's still fucking standing. He falls in 1.2. He's loading up the clip again, just fucking unload on them all over again. And the little grenade as well too to launch. Fun fact, according to what story was told with the movie being made, apparently these aren't real guns, of course, but apparently the barrel of the gun he was using got so hot that legit Al Pacino burned his hand or his palm while using the shit and had to like take some days off to let his hand recover fully because he got burned that bad because of how hot the gun got. So any gun enthusiasts out there, you can validate that for me. If the barrel gets too hot, can you get burned? Most likely because of your gun being too hot. Okay, but then he springs back into action, one arm, mind you, and he's still shooting and blasting his way, trying to see where the fuck he can go, if he can make it through the fucking small army and see maybe he goes to a safe house or escape somehow, some way. But then meanwhile, one guy had a fucking rope from the window from where they shot Gina dead, and he's been climbing up this whole time. And as the guy slowly, methodically approaching from behind, ready to blast him with, of all things, a double-barrel shotgun to fucking off Tony finally. As this guy's making his approach slowly behind Tony and shit, all the other guys cease fire. Tony thinks he's fucking got him shook and scared because of how many times they've shot their shit towards him too, and he's just dancing and prancing around like, you didn't all fucking army, you're gonna thank me. Here, say, I'm Tony Montana. You fucking with me, you're fucking with the best. And then, of course, finally we get the cap-off scene of the fucking movie. The guy with the double barrel shoots him clean through the fucking back. Blows his guts out from behind. Kind of like how all women, I guess, envision getting, like, doggy style from behind. Getting the biggest, fattest, meanest nut. As they fucking whole body decomposes. As they take it all in one shot, too, right? But then that's it. He gets his fucking back blown out. He drops into his fucking pool of water face first, bloodied, a mess, presumably dead, I guess, at this point. And that's it. Tony Montana has ceased to exist. He's no more. Hey, man, I'm not fucking dead, all right? That was a fucking movie. They killed me. They got me then. But that's fucking it. I'm still here, at least in body and in spirit. I'm helping out fucking who this fucking maricon, this fucking loser, this fucking bozo, celebrate his birthday tomorrow by celebrating my fucking life, man. But that's what we're fucking doing, man. And that was Scarface, 1983, Tony Montana, the story of course, starring the infamous Al Pacino, who we are so fond of here on Who This Been Watching, hosted by me, Who This, of course. Shout outs to Realist Brendan, the Realist Brendan, which we just did an episode with yesterday, Friday, in Brooklyn of all places, you know, PU and all that. You know how I feel about Brooklyn, but of course not towards the people like Brendan in this case. Appreciate you for chiming in on live, and thank you for the birthday wish. It's tomorrow officially, but you know, I'll take the early birthday and I'll take it just like a hit a blow like Tony would. Note that this is 1983. They did this thing with Scarface, right? The story of Tony Montana and all that shit too. Keep this in mind, because it's a blink and you miss it. If you're one of those like me, I like to sit through the credits even before like the Marvel trend of like post-credit scene that you'll miss if you don't watch through the credits, the whole thing. I've always been one of those who watch through the credits. Absolutely nothing done special here, especially in 1983 with Scarface's credits. But the very tail end, practically almost, before the shit is done with, before you have to rewind your VHS way back when, before you have to fucking pop out your DVD from way back when, before you get the, you know, cancel out of that application now because of the streaming services too. And shout out to Amazon Prime for, you know, the Scarface thing I got to watch. At the very end, practically, there is a message that the producers, whoever made the fucking movie, felt like they had to include because, of course, Tony Montana is a Cuban, as he claims to be, political refugee from Cuba, who got forced into the drug world because he had no other option, because he had to run away from communism, because he had to run away from Castro, because this is the land of opportunities, and you gotta seize them as you can get them, even if it's being involved heavy in the fucking drug game, cocaine, whatever. They have this message to make it clear this is nothing against, personally at least, Cubans, Cuban Americans, Cubans in Florida, Miami specifically. No offense, better yet said. And this is amazing that this is done back in 1983, but you can do these things back when as an end credit, as a, like a scene you put in right before a movie or TV show starts, or like a little one-page mention in a magazine or a story, whatever, too. It's a disclaimer, basically, with them saying this is not meant to be offensive towards Cubans. We're not trying to portray Cubans as drug dealers, kingpins, drug lords. All of them are like Tony Montana. We're not trying to be racist, stereotypical, none of that shit here. We're just doing our fucking thing. So here's the following, which is a gem, and you blink and you miss it. If you didn't, you make it through the fucking credits. So here we go with this shit. And it might as well be read as Tony to keep that fucking energy alive. Scarface is a fictional account of the activities of a small group of ruthless criminals. The bad guy, that's me, of course. The characters do not represent the Cuban American community, and it would be around. Hey, who this? How the fuck you read this word, man? I didn't know this shit was fucking Jeopardy. You got these fucking college words here. I can't understand. Erroneous. Okay. Eroding like a fucking ship with too much rust on the bottom. You know, I got so much fucking money, I don't got that problem, you know. Erroneous and unfair to suggest that they do. The vast majority of Cuban Americans have demonstrated a dead dick. I don't got that, man. You know, I do my cocaine, I drink a little bit too, but my dick ain't dead. You can ask Elby, but it's her womb that's polluted. It's not me, man. I got a fucking alive dick. Dedication, vitality, and enterprise. What the fuck? What the fuck Star Trek got to do with this shit, man? I'm apologizing here to the Cubans. No shit. Enterprise that has enriched the American scene. You fuck. So that's interesting they threw that fucking in at the end credits too, but it was there and they can always say, hey, if you watch through the credits, it's fucking there, bozo. So stop being offended. But yeah, that's it for Scarface. That's the wrap-up deal, review, recap, whatever I did for my birthday, goddammit. I kept that fucking Tony Montana energy as best as I could throughout. It's getting hot. This blaze is a little too much. Even this is too much to fucking wear, so to be honest, I'm going to end it right here. We're going to get into the final fucking score. Usually got the fucking ears to symbolize and signify what I'm going to give it. 1 out of 2, no ears out of 2, whatever the fuck 2. But right now, I guess the best way to approach would be a fuck system. And we're going to keep it at 2 because if we do like 7 fuck, if we do 5 out of 7 fucks, whatever, we'll be here all fucking day elaborating why. But out of 2 fucks, I gotta be honest, I love this movie. It's one of my favorites of all time. I go back to this as best as I can, as often as I can. Listen, out of 2 fucks, I gotta be honest and I gotta give this shit Scarface from 1983, starring Al Pacino and a whole bunch of other people I don't fucking remember or know their names, no offense. A 1.5 fuck out of 2. It's just a little too fucking long. It's almost Godfather 3 long as far as like 2 hours and like 40 something minutes long. The whole movie flows. It's good. You don't really get the chance to fall asleep. I don't see this being a girl flick per se, or too much. This is more definitely a guy's fucking flick. But it's still so great. It still holds up. There's a lot of references too that might not be of the day or so current. But either way, regardless, I want to say, me at least, I can say this is my birthday episode, if anything. This is a timeless classic. Why the fuck not once you do this justice? Alright, man, listen. This is the story of my fucking life, man. So, if you don't fucking like it, you could take this VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, or the streaming service. Maybe you watch on your Xbox or your PlayStation, whatever. And you could take it and shove it up your ass. See if it fits, and if it still fucking streams from there. You cocksucker. You Manny?
I married your sister and you fucking killed me.
No, you Manny that married my sister? You Manolo?
Sí.
Who the fuck are you, man?
Sí.
Oh my god, Manny, you look like shit, man.
I know,
It's been too fucking long.
I know. It's been so long.
What are you trying to say? Fucking Gina should make it clear in the movie, man. I was in the fucking army. I know how to use a gun, man. So I don't shoot you dead, you live? How you fucking live, man?
I live. You dead. I live.
I'm dead?
I fucking live. You fucking dead.
Holy shit, man. Somebody call the Pope. I need a fucking miracle, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on here.
Nah, man. I just wanted to hop on because I love this movie so much.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm super glad you reviewing this movie. It's great. Happy early birthday, man. I love this movie so much. And it's a lot before my time. It's like almost 10 years before I was born, but yeah. It's a classic. I probably watched it. I probably watch it like once every year, to be honest, like a little tradition of mine. It is a long movie though. When you put it into perspective, it's pretty long. I would probably be watching it more times a year if it wasn't as long, but like I watch it like at least once a year and I let it marinate. Sometimes there's points where like I notice new things into the movie. The older I get, the more into film I get, I just start noticing more things. But yeah, it's great. I think one of the most powerful scenes is the when he's in the car and they're about to put they put the bomb into the car, and Tony didn't know that it was a whole family, and he warned them. He was like, I told you, no fucking kids, no wife and kids. And he just shoots him dead. I think I don't know. It just spoke to his humanity in a way, like he's such this bad guy that like he does everything for the money, power, respect, but like at that scene it kind of shows his humanity in a way, like kind of shows like there is a line. He does have some sort of morale in his principles. So that's one of my favorite scenes, to be honest. It was a really, really powerful scene. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on to say how much I love this movie.
Nah, I appreciate that, man. And thank you again for the early birthday wishes. Yeah, this is one of those I got to do at least like twice a year.
Yes.
It's long. It never gets shorter, even in memory each time. But I still love it so much that, you know, I got the DVD version, Blu-ray, like steel tin box version, whatever came out too.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you remember some years ago, there was like actually an action figure they came out with, like
Yes.
one of the anniversaries that was like $200-300, and now might be even triple the price. But I just never get my hands on one of those.
Yeah.
And I was just so mad that, like, obviously it was expensive then. Just probably forget about it now. But still,
My parents had the tin version. I remember as a kid, I would always see like the tin box version. It's like a metallic tin version that they had for the Scarface. My mom had that. I think that's probably like her favorite movie as well. So it was definitely I was raised to like watch this movie in a way. Like it's like tradition almost. So yeah, it's great. They've released so many different versions of it in DVD.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when DVD was still relevant, they released like different versions. But yeah, I mean, it gets better every time. I notice more things the more I see it. It's a great movie, man. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
and
so
shout out to Al Pacino too. I know he's really old, but he's such a legend, man. He's such a legend.
That's to being old.
Right? He's really old. Isn't he like 80, 81?
I think he's already 80-ish.
Yeah, he's already 80-ish. Man, he's had such a great career. Such an amazing career. Even Serpico, Godfather, like so much good things he's known for. He's done a whole lot for film, so yeah.
Ton of shit, yeah.
He almost has an EGOT, right?
Well, right, short of a Grammy, yeah.
He's short of a Grammy, yeah.
But I don't know when he's gonna get the chance to sing to get a Grammy. I don't think
he just needs Lin-Manuel to add the music on one of his movies.
Just dub him over.
It'll benefit both of them because I think Lin-Manuel's chasing that EGOT too.
Oh yeah, well it makes more sense for him, but I don't know. Maybe Pacino don't want it that bad, right? I think even he knows maybe that's not his forte, the Grammy part of it.
I can imagine maybe a musical where Al Pacino plays a grandfather, and he has like a verse in a song.
Yeah.
And if that wins a Grammy, then he gets the Grammy.
Okay, so like technically just by association.
Yeah, it might be one of those. Like I could imagine like maybe him in a musical because he's done like Broadway early in his career. Like maybe a musical where he plays like an older grandpa, and then maybe he has a scene where he's singing or whatever. I think that counts as a Grammy because don't you still get those awards by association, correct?
I think so, yeah. But actually, I don't know if you ever saw that movie. What was it? Not Jack and Jill. There was one Adam Sandler movie that came out where he had a twin sister in it, and Al Pacino was in it too.
Oh, Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Jack and Jill.
Okay, it was Jack and Jill, where Al Pacino's the love interest of the Jill that Adam Sandler's playing. I think that's the only instance on film, at least, where fucking Pacino's singing. Well, he's rapping.
That movie got such a low Rotten Tomatoes. I think that got like 1 Rotten Tomato or like 0.
Yeah, close enough.
Really bad Rotten Tomato rating.
Well, I mean, you can't blame him. That was a really bad movie. But
yeah, it was.
But he was rapping in it with that Dunkachino song for Dunkin' Donuts. So that almost.
He needs to do that again on a Lin-Manuel movie, and I think that'd be good.
You know, close but no cigar, Betty had said.
I want to see him get an EGOT. I want to see that.
I don't think I want to hear him get an EGOT. That's the bad part. So, yeah. Well, you know, that's it for me. That's it for who this. I'm a fucking sweaty mess under here, too. I got the bit stains. I'm going to have to send this thing to the fucking dry cleaner because it smells like, it smells like dishwasher. Then again, I died without having to know that smell because I was buried with fucking cocaine underneath my fingernails. Too much money to fucking count. I lost count. Then again, I probably barely made it to school because of all places Cuba, no offense. But of course, that's it for now. Who has been watching? Tune in next week. It'll be back to normal. This fucking maricon chivato fucking liar over here. Who this doing his thing.